Do you want to know the real path to fulfillment? Let's go. What is up, everybody? Justice here, your favorite life coach. I help leaders and entrepreneurs just like you who are trying to figure out what's next, especially when you're asking this question: what now? Okay, so I am beyond excited, stoked, excited to talk about fulfillment. That is something that I've spent a ton of time on as a life coach. It's one of the first things, especially when you're working with high performers, 7-figure business owners, is that, they've kind of made their money. And so now they realize that it only solves money problems. And so now they're trying to figure out, how do I find fulfillment and purpose? And I think that's great. I think one of the first things you need to figure out oftentimes is the money thing. It's okay to start with the purpose thing. That's where I started. But then you have to figure out the money thing. And so I don't struggle once the money starts showing up, going, who am I? What do I do with my life? I don't struggle with that. Whereas a lot of people make their money because that's all they've been working for. That's all they want to do. And then they get really depressed because they're trying to figure out, how do I find fulfillment? I've had the opportunity of working with a lot of entrepreneurs. And one of the things that I've discovered is that a lot of times they try to find fulfillment in their business. Meaning, okay, how do I make this business make me happy? And I just think that that is backwards. You shouldn't be creating your business to make you happy. You should be creating a business to make other people happy. And that's what actually creates a really great business. And in the long run, or even while you're building it, can create some fulfillment for you. So let me give you an example. I know a lot of business owners that are trying to get rich. And so they try to create a business. And it's all about them. And then through the business, they realize, if I don't actually create results and solve problems for a really clear person, I'm not gonna have a business and I'm not gonna have any money and I'll never get rich. So they figure out the hard way after spending tons and tons and tons of money trying to get rich. But instead, if you would go out and get really good at, say, a skill or something that you know is something other people want, and if you were to create a system that creates predictable results for other people towards something they want, they will pay you money. Why? Because there's value there. Now, if that result that is in their life makes you come alive, you're gonna have fun building this business. But here's the other thing. It doesn't always have to be fulfilling, because we all know that business is hard. So you might have a natural knack at building businesses, and the results that they create are cool, and you like that, but it's more of a game to you. You're more going, I just like seeing businesses grow and making money and all that kind of stuff. Well, then the real road to fulfillment is, what part of that makes you come alive? Or what outside of that could you do that's gonna make you come alive? This is why so many successful business owners create foundations on the side, create charities, because they want that fulfillment and they realize that they maybe will not get a ton of it out of their business, but their business is really important. Why? Because their business provides jobs, because their businesses are allowing other people to experience more of something in their life. And so they go, well, this is a really good thing. I've created essentially an asset that's cash flow producing, but it's not gonna create a lot of fulfillment for me. So think about real estate, or if you own you do commercial real estate, or you do flipping houses, or you're in the real estate business where you're like, hey, we just buy real estate, we get renters in. There may not be a lot of fulfillment other than just seeing more money in your inbox. You're just opening the mail and you go, oh, another check for doing nothing. It's just passive income. This is nice. And that's great, but it won't give you fulfillment. And so then you go, well, hey, I want to spend some of this money changing people's lives. So maybe you build wells in Africa, or maybe you start a nonprofit foundation that helps low-income kids get better education or give more scholarships. And that's where your fulfillment comes from. But here's the reality. At some point, you're gonna have to solve for both. And I would really encourage you to solve for both, not equally. Whatever is the biggest need, which is usually financial, solve that. But then make sure you know what brings you life. Now, if the two of those intersect, awesome. But a big problem that I see is that a lot of people are trying to make one thing become the fulfilling thing, when it just never was meant to be that way. And so they're trying to get fulfillment in their life through this business, and it's almost like trying to force their business to be something that it's not. And then I see a lot of people, and this was me for a really long time, and if I'm not careful, I dip back into this. I get a ton of fulfillment, but I forget that I need to create cash flow. I need to have a business. And so it's both and. It's these two things that need to exist at the same time, or the entrepreneur will become burned out, or they'll have a ton of fulfillment and joy but be frustrated because they're broke, which I see a lot in the coaching industry. So for you, where are you at? Does your business provide both? And if it doesn't, do you have a fulfillment source? Or are you really fulfilled and coming alive every day, but looking at your checking account and you've overdrafted 15 times this month, which I've been there. So I want to encourage you, either solve the business game or solve the fulfillment game, but for one of those, you need to do it because fulfillment is huge. If you don't solve it, you will find a way to fulfill yourself and it might not be healthy. All right? This is Justice, your favorite life coach. I hope this was helpful for you, and I'm gonna keep sharing these. I was on a break for a little bit, but I've got more videos coming your way and more podcasts and all that fun stuff. So make sure you hit that subscribe. Make sure that you follow the podcast, whatever way you're listening to this. And I love you. And nobody loves you more than me. All right, bye.